What's up everybody, this is Moto Varun and I'm here to talk about the latest release from Triumph Motorcycles, the Street Triple 2023. So they have the R, the RS and the Moto 2 versions. And right off the bat you can tell they look stunning, and all of the upgrades and the updates that come with it seem to be just as promising and just as wonderful as the way it looks. So let's dive into it and check out briefly the changes and the updates that they have offered in the new lineup of the Street Triple. So the first and the foremost thing that anybody will notice about a motorcycle is the way it looks, right? And I think Triumph has done a fantastic job this year with the changes that they have brought to all the three versions, and those colors and the choice of design, the lines looks sharper, looks better. The LED twin headlamps, they look so much nicer. And I think that whole debate about you either love it or hate it, the bug-eyed headlamp, I think is going to be done with this year because it looks stunning in my opinion. So let me know what you think. But for me, I'd want to stop and stare at it for a second or two. It's really well made and you can see that for yourself, and I can't wait to see it in flesh in India. I suppose it's going to take a few months before it comes to India. So before that, let's just take a look at the specs and what are the upgrades or the changes that they have made to the latest 2023 as opposed to the outgoing model. So starting with the base model, the Street Triple R, which will be the cheapest out of the three versions. It comes with the 765 displacement engine. It has a bumped up bhp, which is up 120 as opposed to 116, and then you have torque figures of 80 Newton meters, and the seat height is about 826 millimeters, and the tank, the newly designed tank, is at 15 liters capacity, and then the weight of the motorcycle is at 189 kilos. And the service interval for this motorcycle is at 10,000 kilometers or 1 year, whichever comes first. Speaking about the engine, they have borrowed a whole lot from the Moto 2 race engine and applied it into the Street Triples of 2023, which brings a big grin on my face, because if you look at all of the changes that they've made, it's an all new engine. It has new camshafts and valves for better fueling. It has shorter gear ratios, which basically means that it'll be far more aggressive and then far more responsive. And you already know the technology that Triumph uses, the ride-by-wire. So I think it's all the more responsive and yet has that refinement which Triumph always is known for. So they also mentioned that it has a freer flowing exhaust, which basically means there's no compromise in the sound and the performance which comes with it. So the Street Triple RS and the Moto 2 versions, they get an increase in power to 130. So the RS earlier was at 121 and now it's gone up to 130, and it's all focused towards better performance, faster motorcycle, much more agile, way more responsive and quicker. So it just makes your riding all the more exciting and thrilling. And to support that, they have made some geometrical changes, which we will talk about right now. In the Street Triple RS, the seat height has gone up to 836 mm, which basically means there's a lift at the back in the rear shock, which changes the geometry of the motorcycle, which means that it is now much more easier to corner with it and flip from right to left, especially if you're on the track and even on the streets. So it is to help the performance, make the motorcycle much more agile, much more sportier. But for people who are shorter or prefer shorter seat height, there is the lowered seat accessory, which can bring it down by almost 28 mm. Up front in the Street Triple RS, they have a fully adjustable Showa suspension, which is also what is available on the Street Triple R. And at the back, it gets Öhlins, which is also fully adjustable. It comes with Derblo Super Corsa SPV3 tires. Now these are road as well as track friendly. I have personally not tried a motorcycle with these tires, but what I have read and understood is that they're really good for different weather conditions as well as road and track riding. So that I think is a really good option for India because of the diverse weather conditions and whatnot. And then we have the 5-inch TFT display on the RS and the Moto 2. This is a very cool looking dash, yet to have a look at it firsthand, but it's got the riding modes which are the road, sport, track, rain, and the fifth new riding mode is the rider option, which basically will help you customize all of the electronic assistance that you get from the motorcycle and change it according to the way you ride or the way you want it to behave when you are riding the motorcycle on the road or on the track. So this is a really cool update which the Street Triple RS gets, as well as the R. Apart from that, they have an updated ABS with an integrated IMU. IMU is nothing but internal measurement unit. Now, which basically means depending on your lean angle, depending on the way you're riding, the motorcycle is able to understand how you want it to behave, and then it will intrude or stay out of it depending on the mode you choose or the way you have set it up. So I'm personally super excited about this feature because I can tune it to the way I want it and then ride the motorcycle the way I want it to behave and keep it in tune with who I am as a motorcyclist. Last but not the least, we have the limited edition Moto 2 of the Street Triple. So this basically is like the RS on steroids. The front and back get fully adjustable Olin suspensions. So it's like top spec, and they get Brembo brakes, Brembo Stellamar brakes, the RS as well as the Moto 2. In the Moto 2 version, yet again, the geometry is changed tiny bit more to cater to the performance that the motorcycle has to offer. So apart from the fact that it has a bumped up power to 130 bhp compared to the standard, it also has a much more responsive throttle in the road, sport and track mode. And the rider mode, obviously you can customize it to how you want it to feel and respond. So there is also a geometrical change in which the seat height has gone up to 839 mm and the handlebars are lowered by 80 mm compared to the standard and is pushed forward by almost 50 mm. So this gives a much more tucked in position for a more aggressive feel and better cornering and agility for the rider. So Triumph says that it is not too low and too aggressive to a point where it's uncomfortable. It's still manageable and exciting to ride. So absolutely looking forward to this. So in the Moto 2, they have a clip-on handlebar as opposed to the normal standard handlebars which you find on the R and the RS. So looking at the Moto 2 Street Triple, it makes me believe that it is a naked version of the iconic Daytona. So I really hope that they bring that motorcycle back. I personally know a whole bunch of people who are waiting for that motorcycle to make it back into the market. But fingers crossed, let's see, right? So moving on to the colors. So the Street Triple R gets silver ice and crystal white. The Street Triple RS comes with new colors, which is carnival red, silver ice and cosmic yellow. The cosmic yellow reminds me of the Transformers Bumblebee, and the carnival red. I've always been floored by the Ducati red, but the carnival red brings something new to the Street Triple series, and I think it's a really good move by Triumph. And of course, the Moto 2 comes with some vibrant kick-ass colors, which are the racing yellow and crystal white. Take a look at it. It is just so well thought of, and I think it's well made. Looking at the kind of moves Triumph is making in terms of bumping up the power, changing the way the vehicle performs, bringing in that Moto 2 race engine dynamics into the bikes which we can buy and ride ourselves, and the choice of colors and all of that. I think Triumph is going into this whole zone of keeping it vibrant, making it more alive rather than being well behaved, which I am really digging. I think there's a lot to look forward to. So if I have missed out on any details you're looking for in this video, just let me know in the comments below. I'll try to address them as best as possible. And as and when these motorcycles make their way to India and I can get my hands on them, I will make sure to have a much more detailed video on all of them, a review on all of them. And yeah, that's about it. Super excited, super thrilled. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Moto Varun. I'll see you around in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.